Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I'm going to talk about what does a narcissist do when lies no longer work? What do you think that narcissist is going to do? Well, I'm going to get into it in this podcast today and talk about what narcissists do when their lies are no longer working. But before I get into this, don't forget, go hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes, okay? So let's get into this. When a narcissist, when their lies are no longer working, this is when narcissists are going to go into panic mode, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because narcissists, when their lies aren't working, they know that you're starting to see through them. And this is something a narcissist never, ever wants to happen. They always want to be able to fool you so that they can manipulate you, right? So now, at this point, when their lies are no longer working, they're saying to themselves, this person, they're starting to see through me. They're not believing my lies anymore, all right? So they're going to, they may test you and say things like, oh, do you love me? Do you still care about me? They want to see if you're still into the relationship. And they're going to be studying your response. If you say, oh, yeah, no, of course I love you. Or if you're like reluctant to answer them or something. That's how they're also going to gauge whether you're all into the relationship or whether you're starting to pull back a little bit. Okay, so they'll test you. So if they see that you're not buying into their lies, a lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to go silent and then they're going to refocus onto another supply, all right, behind your back. This might be them, on their phones, on dating apps, in inbox, chatting with other people, on social media. They figure, you know what, this isn't working anymore with you. I better make sure I have another supply in place because now we're on the process of things are going to break down here, okay? So the narcissist knows. The narcissist is always watching and studying you throughout the relationship. So when their lies are no longer working, they realize that you may end up leaving them because you're starting to see that they're toxic and that they're a liar. And they don't ever want to be left in that position where you can abandon them and they don't have another supply to jump to, all right? They know at that point that the relationship is pretty much done because here you were at one point believing their lies and now their lies are no longer working. So they figure at some point you're going to discard them, all right? So they're going to be busy trying to get this other supply in place, or sometimes they have a supply already, but they want to make sure that they can jump off to that supply, all right? The other thing, too, is narcissists feel when you don't believe their lies that maybe somebody's in your ear, okay? And they may feel like, somebody may have said something to you, like a family member, a girlfriend, a guy friend, and they're going to get paranoid in thinking that somebody is waking you up to what they're doing, all right? So automatically they're going to think, well, why aren't you believing their lies anymore? Somebody must be filling your head, somebody in the background, this is why they don't want you to have supporters. They want you to be alone, isolated, and nobody to tip you off and let you know that you're being manipulated. They don't like people that are supporters that will, enlighten you that they are toxic. So when they see somebody who they think could be a threat, that's smart and sees through people, they're not going to want you to be friends with these people because they're afraid that they're going to, tell you what the narcissist is. They're also going to feel like you're going to do something to them, all right? Again, the paranoia. They feel like, well, if you're not believing their lies, you're going to, you might be doing something to prepare yourself to have an exit plan. So again, they know that it's pretty much game over and that if you're not believing their lies, well, you might be doing something sneaky and be planning to leave them And they're going to worry about that. So they want to be one step ahead of you at all times. All times they want to be one step ahead of you. All right. So they've got to have their exit strategy where they jump off to somebody else. And they also think that you are preparing an exit strategy because you no longer believe in their lies. All right. So they feel like, well, if you're still there and you're not believing their lies, you're either planning to exit the relationship, all right, or you're doing something sneaky behind their back so you don't care if they're lying or not, okay? So a lot of them will accuse you of cheating, all right, even though they're the ones who are cheating. But they know that it definitely is game over, because if you're not believing the lies, it means that you're not being manipulated by the game. And why else would you stay there with the narcissist? To use them? Or, well, they might think that you're using them for something as well, because narcissists always think that you're doing what they're doing. But in general, they feel that you're not going to be there long and that you're going to be planning your exit strategy to leave them. So they've always got to be one step ahead. They're going to be talking to other supply to make sure that they have somebody to move on to. They're going to stop trying too. They're going to stop trying because they realize that it's not working. Now, keep in mind this, all right? They're also going to be studying your response to their lies. So when they lie to you, if you sit there and you stay silent and you're just looking at them like they're crazy, like who do they think they're fooling, right? Then the narcissist knows that you got their number. You see right through them, all right? But if the narcissist is lying to you and you go back and forth with the narcissist, arguing with the narcissist, saying, well, you're lying to me. You're lying to me. Why do you got to lie to me? You're lying to me. You're arguing back and forth, telling the narcissist that they're a liar and everything like that. At that, they still know they still got you a little hooked, okay, because you're arguing. When you're engaging with the narcissist, they know that you still care because you're arguing with them and you're going back and forth, all right? Before I continue on, just a quick reminder about my 2 books on Amazon. The first one is called Regain Your Power. The URL is tinyurl.com/regain your power. It's a small green book that talks about how to regain your power in relationships, okay? It's the key, in my opinion, to regaining power in relationships. tinyurl.com/regain your power. The other book is called He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. All right. This is if you're confused, you don't know if a guy is into you or he's not into you. Check it out. The URL for that is tinyurl.com/signs 707. Again, it's tinyurl.com/signs 707. So let me continue on and explain what a narcissist does when their lies no longer work. The narcissist is going to get their exit plan in place because they know that it's pretty much done, all right? That their lies aren't working on you. You're not taking the bait, and most likely you are going to end up leaving. So again, they have to beat you to the chase. So not only are they going to try to have that other supply in place, but they will be smearing you like crazy behind your back. And the reason for that is they're worried that when the relationship ends, they're afraid you're going to expose them. So they've got to ruin your reputation, label you crazy to everybody so that when the relationship does break down and you go tell people what they did, nobody's going to believe you, okay? Because they beat you to the punch. They've already smeared you behind your back, all right? Because they're afraid of that exposure. And they'll always be afraid that you're going to go around and tell people that they're a liar, they're a narcissist. So they're definitely going to be smearing you at that point because they know that, you will expose them or you're liable to expose them, all right? So it's it's a panic time for a narcissist. When the lies don't work, they know the manipulation won't work on you, and they know that they're going to be met with resistance in trying to get supply, okay? Now you're starting to doubt them instead of doubting yourself, all right? Narcissists want you to doubt yourself, but now you're doubting them. So that's when their game is no longer going to work. And that's when the narcissist is going to be doing everything in their power to set themselves up so that they don't get abandoned. Narcissists don't want to get abandoned. You know, they abandon people, but they themselves don't want to be abandoned. So they may try other things by re-love bombing you to see if that'll work. But if that doesn't work and you're not buying into, the manipulation of thinking that, oh, they really love me, everything like that, blah, 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 then they know it's a wrap, okay? It's a wrap. You're done. You no longer, you're no longer invested in this relationship pretty much, and they figure you're probably planning your own exit strategy because why else would you be with a liar, okay? Well, or you're desperate. They may think you're desperate, and that's why you're still there too. You don't want to be alone, but you don't believe their lies, all right? But in any event, it's pretty much done because they're not able to manipulate you anymore. So that, that's like death to a narcissist. If they can't manipulate you, they won't be able to get what they want out of you. So they know they have to jump off and monkey branch to another supply to somebody who will believe them because they'll be new, all right? So narcissists know when they're new in the beginning of the relationship, they can pretty much get what they want because people believe them, and a lot of people are naive and believe everything that comes out of someone's mouth. So that's what it is too, you guys. They're going to be, when their lies don't work, they know the manipulation doesn't work, and they know that they better, make feet and have another supply ready in case you're about to walk away from them. And they figure somebody's in your ear, maybe talking to you behind their back, all right? And they may even say something like, oh, what, you been talking to your family? Oh, what are you talking to your home girl or home guy? Were they saying things to you? Now you don't believe me or something like that, all right? So they're going to try to figure out why you're not believing their lies. But if you're not believing their lies, they know it's pretty much game over, okay? So I hope that helps you. If it does, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, subscribe for upcoming episodes. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. If you're confused, you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist, what kind of narcissist, and you need clarity, check out the link in the bio. I have limited time, you guys, because I'm going to be, busy and going away and everything. Also, check out my YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast. I have over 7,600 videos on there, a lot of information, a lot on coverts, discard, all the manipulation tactics, the silent treatment. It's all on my YouTube. Check it out at the Game Exposed podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed, and Facebook, Instagram is the Game EXP123. Okay, and have a great day, you guys.